Welcome back. These days, it's hard to find music with a positive message for our culture. As we know, the mainstream music industry has made music with the lyrics predominantly focused on negative aspects pertaining to what's cool and what's trendy. And unfortunately, the masses continue to fall under the lyrical spells and remain entranced by the manufactured hype. Thankfully, there are artists who know how to drop a beat and add a meaningful message about not being quick to give up the right to protect yourself and your family. Check out a bit from High Res, the rapper's latest single, Triggered.
Criminals get weapons easily, I wanna get weapons easily too. They call me radical, but they didn't call it radical when Hitler was seizing the Jews. Or Fidel Castro was seizing the land, or Mao Zedong was keeping their food. Or Stalin, Lenin, or Mussolini was brainwashing and teaching the youth. Between me and you, I wish we didn't have guns, but we live in a world where we do. If she gon' have weapons and he gon' have weapons, then I will be damned if I don't have one too.
Joining us now to discuss is the man himself, hip-hop artist, High Res, the rapper. Welcome back to the program. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me again. I appreciate you.
Of course. So I know this song has to be emotional for you. I know it is for me. And I have to say I love the message and just how relatable it is. Tell us a bit about your inspiration for the new song.
Yeah, 100%. So I've had a very extreme journey from one side to the other as far as guns go and my feeling towards guns over the last 5-6 years. I lost my cousin in a school shooting in Parkland in 2018. And I wasn't necessarily anti-Second Amendment, but I hated guns. I was very fearful of them, so scared of them. And I never picked up a gun and I really just feared the unknown. And then I realized, if these school shooters, if these psychos, if these crazy people, we live in this world now, where if this person is more educated on anything than me, then I feel like I'm the loser in that situation. And, I don't want anybody out there to be better than me at anything. That's like the competition to me, whether it's music or sports or whatever. It's like, why would I let some nutjob be more educated when it comes to guns than myself? So I made sure to do the research. And I realized over the last few years, I started researching it over the last thousands of years, but even over the last 100 years, we've had 60 million plus innocent, defenseless people globally that have been kind of disarmed and then exterminated, whether it's in Cambodia or Guatemala or China or Germany. Like, everyone comes from communism at some point in their lives. And I even have some stats that I want to read here if I get a chance in the future. But every single country, every single continent has experienced tens of millions of deaths after disarming their own citizens, after disarming the population.
It really is just incredible that this is the reality of the situation. Yet here we are living in America where we're supposed to have the right to protect ourselves. We have our Second Amendment right, yet they consistently, continually try to take that away from us and skew the whole story. So we're made to look like the bad guys. Why don't you share those stats with us if you don't mind?
Yeah, so in 1911, Turkey established gun control. Then in 1915 to 1917, 1.5 million Armenians, boom, exterminated. 1929, Soviet Union established gun control. 1929 to into the 50s, 20 million were rounded up, exterminated. Germany, 1938, gun control. We all know what happened after that. China, 1935, established gun control. Then from 48 to 52, 20 million citizens rounded up, exterminated. Guatemala, 1964, gun control. Then 1964 to 81, 100,000 Mayan Indians rounded up, exterminated. Cambodia, established 1956. Then from 1975, 1977, 1 million were slaughtered. Last one here, Uganda, established gun control in the 70s. From 1971 to 1979, 300,000 Christians, which people say are never, on the other end of that. Christians were unable to defend themselves, rounded up, exterminated. So this is not exclusive to Jews or Christians or Muslims or blacks. It is a God-given right. It's not just an American right. So I feel so terrible for people in other countries that have already become prison states, and they laugh at us like we're nuts because they see these things that become these, they plastered all over the news. We talk about school shootings and mass shootings, but we don't hear that most people are dying from pistols. Most are suicides. We don't talk about mass shootings. They count gang violence as not mass shootings. Mass shootings is all of a sudden a white guy and a mall or a white guy and a school. And they don't realize that a mass shooting is just multiple casualties. The end.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just incredible what you can find when you really dig in and get the information and the facts for yourself. It's, again, just incredible that we're being lied to, especially when politicians are protected with guns, banks are protected by guns, but the average person isn't, and the most vulnerable places are not. What do you think that says about our priorities, and not to mention the masses of people politically left who just don't acknowledge the hypocrisy?
Yeah, I think it's so obvious. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And like I said, I lost my cousin in a school shooting, and I realized that guns-free zone signs were doing nothing about that. You know what I mean? Is a politician's life more important than my cousin's life? Is a politician more important than my life or your life or my friend's life or my family life? And respect to the police. I love the police, the good cops, obviously, but it's going to take 10, 15, 20, 30. Sometimes in California, they're not coming. It depends on, it has to be a serious offense for them to even say, maybe it's not worth, mugger. Let's just let them get away with it. But my point is you are the last line of defense. I don't know, especially I'm going to be a dad very soon, and I don't know how you could be a father and not want to be the last line of defense in your house. You're gonna pick up the phone and wait for someone to come save your family. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all, and I'm so glad that you've had this transformative experience where you are digging into the truth. I know you're not just writing down any lyrics that come to your head. You clearly do the research and you clearly know the facts, and I think that is so important, and I'm glad that you can relay that message through your music. Now, speaking of hypocrisy, oh, by the way, congratulations on becoming a new father. I wanted to mention that too.
Thank you. Soon. Thank you.
But while we're talking about hypocrisy here, let's get into the hypocrisy from the left and the backlash that I'm sure you're receiving. I think you highlighted it really well here in the tweet you posted yesterday. You say, quote, "I love how people say I'm doing this and saying the things I do for money. Are you stupid? I'd be a lot richer by just promoting gender ideology and transition surgeries, promoting World War III, Big Pharma, and helping usher in the New World Order by distracting my fans and being a good little puppet." I love this so much. I think you summed it up so perfectly. I can totally relate to this because I've been accused of doing the same, and it's just laughable. I mean, if all we cared about was money, then we would happily sell our souls like the celebrities, like the elites, for fame and fortune. Obviously, that's not our goal, or people like you and I would have much easier lives, right? We'd just fall in line with the masses. We wouldn't have to worry about being censored or canceled like we are here at OAN. What's been the response from the liberals since you've released this new song?
I don't know if I'm in my own echo chamber at World now. I don't know if I'm just I don't know if I'm hitting the facts harder than I used to. I really don't know, but I don't get as much backlash as I did when I first started, like when I was creating music against the mandates a few years ago. I don't know if that's good or bad, right? So overall, it's been a great response. And once again, I don't know if I'm waking up new fans. I really like to believe so because, like I said, I don't like to say my transition journey, my transition over the last few years, the last 4 or 5 years, I'm still a very socially liberal, but my point is I come from a very democratic household, and I don't believe I'm the first person to have this awakening and realize that I was in a household that was blaming the right for everything, blaming Republicans, conservatives, and I realized I can't be the only person that was doing that. So I hope my music is doing the same thing that, the same journey that I've been on. I hope my music wakes people up as well.
Well, I certainly think it is. It has to be, because people aren't dumb. I think many people are awakening to what is happening. I mean, it's affecting everyone right now, even if you're not conservative. I mean, when you go to the grocery store, you've got to know something's off here, right? Nothing is adding up anymore. And I think it's so important to continue to communicate this, like I said, through music. It's great to see this happening in hip hop. I think that's a great way to reach the younger audience. Also, I have to mention that everyone should go check out your other song that we talked about before. The last time you were on the show, Big Brother. Yes. I still listen to that song all the time. I love it so much. It was the collab with Tommy Vex, and it just it hits the nail on the head, and really I think should and could wake up a lot more people. Hi Rez, do you have any upcoming shows or tours or anything new that you're working on here in the future?
So I just want to say this on record. I was going to be, so I have a bigger fan base in Europe. And as you probably know, there's actually bigger freedom fighters sometimes in Europe, in Canada, in a lot of these countries that are already, like we said, a lot further gone when it comes to laws and policies and things like that. And I was going to, thank God I got out to the UK recently. I did some shows out there. But I was going to go out to Germany, which is one of my biggest markets. And basically all of Germany at this point, I don't know if it's honestly on a government level, but I've been basically banned from every venue, every promoter, every booking agency in Germany. As a Jew, I'm an Orthodox Jew. I keep the Sabbath. I pray multiple times a day. Like I am in the thick of it, and I'm banned from Germany because I'm too pro-gun, pro-America, pro-God, which makes no sense. It's like they went so far left to make sure they didn't go where they used to be that they ended up back on the other side. So I just wanted to clear that up. But no shows coming up. I'm just kind of chilling for the next few months and hopefully getting ready to be, God willing, a dad in the next few months. And that's really it. Thank you for bringing up Big Brother. That song blew up because of this interview, honestly.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm so pleased to hear that. It really is such an incredible song. And like I said, I listen to it all the time. Hi, Rez, we're almost out of time, but where can people go to find you and follow your work?
Yeah, Hirez, High Res the Rapper on Twitter and Instagram. You could probably just type in Hirez on Rumble. I'm growing a channel over there. Obviously, shadow ban on things like Google and Meta and YouTube and Instagram, but you can still find me if you're over there. So Hirez, that's my name, High Res. You can look me up anywhere.
Well, keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.